Howdy y'all, and welcome back to I Am Abled Because I Am is Able. So, for any of y'all wondering what kind of new things I might be doing or learning during this whole lockdown time, because apparently everyone is, ironically, this crafty person has not really been doing many crafts. I've done one puzzle with my dad, and that went pretty well, but my crafting table has pretty much been turned into my dad's workstation, so crafting between that and my body issues has just not really been a thing during this. However, I did actually try to learn something new this week, so I'm going to take you along for this adventure a little bit. I don't know how often I will update you on this. If it dies tomorrow, then that'll be your last update. Okay, so here it is. I'm growing something. My neighbor has this really pretty pink rose bush, and my mom loves it, so she asked if we could have some trimmings from it and possibly figure out a place to plant it in our backyard. So our neighbors did that. These are trimmings from her beautiful pink rose bush, and I have no idea if I did any of this right, but I really tried to go on YouTube, and I went by what seemed to be the consensus of what to do, and I trimmed off the thorns from the bottom. I clipped off a little bit more from the bottom also in the angle that they said to clip it, and we got new potting soil, new pots. I did 2 per pot just because of the size we were able to get at the time, and it has drainage and the whole deal. Watering them about once to twice a day, and seeing as it's raining off and on today, it'll probably be watered more than that. And I also got a rooting powder, I believe it's called, and I dipped it in that before I put it in here. So we'll see. I have no idea how this is going to work. Supposedly this is what you're supposed to do. Maybe? I can tell you that it started turning a little woody looking in the middle there about 12 hours in, and it's looking a little less woody at the moment, so that's slightly encouraging. I also don't know where we're going to plant it, but we'll see. So that's one of my new endeavors. But let me show you one of my other endeavors. I've been gardening. I've been being pretty good at trimming the rose bushes to a really nice amount that my mom has actually been very happy with. It was really out of control, and now they're just really pretty. At the moment, they're not producing any flowers, as you might be able to tell. They are roses. But just a few weeks ago, they were in full bloom and quite beautiful, and they have already started to produce more buds, so we'll be seeing more roses any day now. And believe it or not, I've also helped my dad trim those down because they were actually touching those poles. So we worked really hard on our yard. And I even helped over there because all these bushes behind me were running together because they were so overgrown. And yeah, it's been like over a year since we've been able to work on them. I think it's been like 2.5, 3 years since we've really been able to work on them. Thank you, fall. So it's been about almost once a week for the last month that we've done one portion, like me doing those bushes a little bit. And then the next weekend or 2 weeks later, we worked on like these 2 bushes. And then so on. So we did not tackle them all in one weekend. I'm not a masochist, or whatever the term is for that. But yeah, it's been kind of nice. We got a couple of things to help us along the way, like new pruning shears for the rose bushes. There's a couple new tools that we could probably use at this point because most of our tools, I believe we got around the time I was born. Believe it or not, I am not 14 years old. So Yeah. Anyways, the sky is getting a little darker again, which means it's about to rain, and my arm is getting tired again, and so is my head. So I gotta go. But I thought I would bring you along for the journey. So far, no extra leaves and nothing really telling me what direction things are going in, except that it doesn't look worse. And this is about 24 hours after we put them in the new soil. The process that I followed was to put it in water for the first almost 24 hours, just because we didn't have soil or rooting powder when we first got it. And I did see one video that recommended that. And I'm like, well, that's about all we can do anyways. And then since I'd noticed some extra brown happening in the middle, I trimmed off a little more from the bottom and clipped the thorns from about this high up from the bottom. And then I put it in rooting powder, and then I put it in the pots and watered, like right away. They suggest misting, so I misted and then made sure that the soil was actually wet. Not drowning, but wet. So if anyone wonders what I've done, again, I have no idea if this is going to work out. So if it works out, this is what I've done. If it didn't, probably don't follow my lead. All right, I gotta go. Ciao for now. What is something that you have ventured into attempting during this lockdown that you may or may not have thought to do otherwise? I know that at least one of my friends has learned how to roller skate in her 20s, I believe 20s. And another learned how to skateboard, so that's been cool. What have you been doing? Art? Language? Plants? I'd love to know. Ventriloquism, maybe. I mean, if you've watched Tangled, hopefully that makes sense. Or maybe you're just reading a whole lot more books. Or maybe you are so busy you haven't been able to do anything. I'd love to hear it. Keep it all in love. I'll talk to y'all later, or see y'all later, or whatever. I don't know. I gotta go. Rain is about to fall.